Hello everyone, welcome to Redbest US channel. In this video, we'll look at the new regulation that's been published by US Department of Labor in the Federal Register. So this is a huge rule that is bumping up the wages of H1B LCAs and PERM wage level, prevailing wage levels, and it's going to have a huge impact. So this is what we will cover. We'll look at the background and we'll look at the current levels and what's changing and when it will be effective. Now, in terms of wage level rules, this is what has been published. So, and as of yesterday, this was just not there on the Federal Register. It was just, we had only the draft document, but now today morning they published it. So it's already there. So the reason for publishing this rule is changing the prevailing wage is to protect American workers and their wages actually. So that's what the primary intention. That's what they say. And they want to reduce the incentives to hire foreign workers because apparently they believe that foreign workers' wages are low and they are actually not helping US workers hiring because it's technically cheap labor in terms of what they say, right? And also the current unemployment situation is pretty bad with coronavirus. So that's why. And also other executive orders that by Trump from the past, which is Buy American and Hire American. And also there is another travel ban in which he exclusively said that Department of Labor to review this. So there were some rumors on what will happen. So we in fact had a brief version of this, about this in rumors, but it's actually become true. And also what they say is the outdated wage levels with the current system, that's what they say. And the last one is there is a huge negative impact in the labor market because H1Bs are using general wage levels. So that's what. So these are some of the major reasons that they say, and it's a very big document, about 157 pages. Now let's look at the current wage laws because if you don't understand what it looks today, before the publication, you wouldn't know the difference. So currently wage level 1 is for entry level worker, and it says the wage level corresponds to 17th percentile. So basically what 17th percentile means that the person who is paid here is below the 17, let's say you arrange people from 1 to 100 and this person is a 17th person and everybody in this bracket are below 17 people, so that's what it is. And for wage level 2, which is a qualified worker, and this one is the wage level was 34 percentile. And if you look at wage level 3, that was about 50th percentile. So this is for mid-level experienced persons. And again, this could have management level work as well. And wage level 4 is the fully competent. So this is the most expert level. And the previous wage level is 67th percentile. So the percentages you see here are the ones that existed as of yesterday. Yeah. So this is not today, but this is what was in the past. Yeah. Now, why they're changing these prevailing wages and why they say this is wrong is because they say that the prevailing wage levels are not factored in well and they're very generic. So as a background, the prevailing wage levels are based on the OES program, which is the Occupational and Employment Statistics Survey Program. So that survey program is not just done for H1B holders. So they use this program is used generically for various other things, and because it's generic, it's not really relevant to the full extent for H1B and PERM. And they say that they are artificially low because they're for general workers and not high-skilled workers. So this is what they say in the regulation, highlighting, as you can see in the screenshot, right? It does not account for the requirement of the H1B workers possess high specialized knowledge and all. Now, I mean, bottom line, the logic is the wages are for general people, but H1B workers are highly specialized knowledge and specialty workers, so their wage levels should be different. Yeah, so that's what their logic is. And they give some stats basically telling that for looking at top 20 H1B LC employers, H1B employers, and where they say that their H1B employees are paid 20% higher than general workers in a similar role. Yeah. And for PERM also, PERM, which is basically used for green card process, so that was about 16.7% higher. So all in all, they say that already H1B workers are paid high and pay based on the highest stats they've got. So there is a high reason to believe that the wage levels are wrong. And so this is what they come up with. So the current percentile, as you can see on the screen, it's 17, 34, 50, 67. So this has been in place for over 20 years now, and they're moving that to 45, 62, 78, 95. So these are the new percentile that will be used. So for comparison's sake, so we put them in a table, as you can see, the wage level old versus new. So the wage level 1 now, the requirement is 45th percentile. And for wage level 2, it's 62nd percentile, and for wage level 3, it's 78, and for wage level 4, it's 95. So if you look closely, basically the current wage level 3 worker wage is actually now the base level, salary for entry level worker. Example is, let's say you are a mid-level senior person with a 10 plus years experience, and you're making $100,000. Now you have to pay the same amount of money for an entry level worker on H1B worker. Yeah. So this is what. So we'll look at it with an example, right? How to interpret this prevailing wage levels. Yeah. So we'll take for example California. So this is from FLC Data Center, the data that we've, which is actually latest. For example, you see for San Francisco computer occupations, all other, you see wage levels L1, L2, L3. Now in the past, before today, for level 1 to hire an entry level worker, which just graduate out of college or very very basic person, so they would pay 70,720 per year. Yeah, so that was the salary they would have been paying. Now with the new requirement, they would have to pay level 3 wage. Now that is actually 120,370, which is 50th percentile, but pretty close to that. It can range between 110k to 120k. And now if you want to really hire a mid-level to senior person, then they have to pay 145 to 160k. So again, this varies totally by the location, geography, and all of that, right? And a lot of other factors. But on a high level, you see the wage, the minimum wage that H1B workers have to be paid has really gone up. So it's actually it's good and bad, so how you look at it. So we look at that at the end. Now when is it going to be effective? So it's effective from today. Yesterday it was not clear, but today it's pretty clear that it's already published, and as you can see on the screenshot, it's effective from today, and there are 30 days for comment period. So that's what they've given. Now, who all does it apply to, right? So it applies to only people with prevailing wage determination pending with National Prevailing Wage Center on the effective date, which is today. So if your prevailing wage determination is pending as of today, then it will apply to you, your situation. And also for any new prevailing wage determinations, PERM, related to PERM, or H1B LCS that are filed with DOL on or after today, which is October 8th. So this will be applicable to you. Yeah. So this is what the screenshot says, which is from the regulation pending with, and the important part is it does not apply to any previously approved prevailing wage determinations. So there was some confusion in the rumors cycle, where people were questioning that they will have to go back and do all the recertifications, but they said that they will not do that. So if you already had anything done in the past for PERM and you're applying for I-1, you're applying with USCIS, using I-140 and other things, you don't have to worry about it. You already have been taken care, so it won't apply to you. These are only for new and pending ones. Same case with LCS as well, H1B LCS. So they're not going to reopen and reissue and ask you for issuing supplemental prevailing wage determinations through this. Yeah. So don't worry about that. Yeah. And now impact of this, right? So this is a very very a tricky thing, right? So there's a on H1B Grader website who actually publishes a lot of data on H1B stats. They've actually put a distribution of H1B LCAs for 2019 and 2020. So you can check the URL that is that's there. So if you see the distribution, they're in level 2 for 2020. They're about 214k plus 63k for level 1. So basically about 275k H1B jobs will be impacted. What it means is when these workers actually reapply for their H1Bs next time, they will have to be paid higher, much higher, right? And also, technically everybody is impacted who's actually there, but these people will be significantly impacted, So I think that's what it is. And now for FY 2019, which is a full year, so the reason it's 275k only for 2020 is because it's only until June, it's only until Q3. And if you look at 2019, it's a full year, it's about 400k H1B roles, So if you see 316k are in level 2 and 88k are in level 1. So all of these workers in level 2 and level 1 now have to be much higher wage than they're paid today. So this is the high level impact. So the good part, or the good part is, of course, H1B, if the employer is willing to pay it, it's actually fine. But the way the wage bar is so high that it's not very encouraging for employers to actually retain H1B, because they would rather hire a local worker, right? So again, this is a very very gray area, right? And it's very subjective how you look at it. So this is the impact that we can impact. And will there be a lawsuit, right? Because it's such a huge impact. So there are already some attorneys filing for it. As you can see, Greg is one of the popular attorneys and is doing a pro bono litigation challenging this. So there are many reasons the lawsuit could come in, because of the timing of it, without proper notice period and everything, without giving advance notice, and why they have done it, how they have got waiver, and the timing of it also, right? Basically now, like with why has it gone so high and without any timing. I mean, there are a lot of things they could actually go after, but I mean, definitely there'll be lawsuit, and we will have to see how what spans out, what comes out of it. But again, this is definitely a big change, and it's going to have a huge impact. So hopefully you got an idea. Thank you everyone for watching, and do subscribe for getting regular updates.